Hi Angus. Right, I'll send you then. I'll do a 10-minute video now, and I'll send that over to you. So if you want to make any questions against it, and then we can catch up on Thursday this week and hopefully move things forward. So the system is all online, so it's completely cloud-based. So you can access it absolutely anywhere. So we're logged in here as an administrator, which is where I can see up here it says admin.yourclub, and we're logged into the Breezers Gym admin site. So there's 6 levels of access to the system. Now we're logged in here as the top level of access, so this is why we can see all this functionality down the left hand side. As you get less and less access, then you can see less and less functions and access less of the system. So essentially your staff are only seeing what you want them to be able to see and do. When you land on the admin dashboard, or any of the dashboards, you can see what classes you've got coming up today, what members have signed up today, and what staff are on today. And you've got your key functionality down the left hand side. So the site management will rarely be used after setup. As you see down here, we can, for example, add the access control, change all the branding, all your different settings, so we can customize the system to fit with you. And then once it's done, it is rarely used. The only time you might use it is to see your daily visits. And also here you can have a breakdown of what members are high risk, low risk, medium risk, and new members. And that's risk of leaving, and that's basically based on dropout. So the higher risk members are more likely to leave, and that's because they've been coming less frequently and also erratically. So the majority of your time and your staff time will be spent on the member database. So if you pull up the member database, you'll be able to see all your members and search in there. You'll be able to tick off that at the moment we're searching for everyone, but you could just, for example, want to see active members. You'll see I'm at the top there. I'm Jack. That's my sign-up date. I'm awake. Now, the system has a timer in the system called sleeping member. It defaults to 30 days, and if the member doesn't come in within those 30 days, they become sleeping. So that member, for example, there is sleeping. I'm, though, however, awake. What that means is when you're sending out mass emails or when the system's sending out auto emails, it cuts off people that are sleeping. So if someone hasn't been into your gym for a long period of time, then you can cut those out and making sure you're not alerting people that aren't using your facility. You see this member's high risk when they've done their PAR-Q to show they're safe to exercise, and when they've done their induction. You can then select manage and go into more detail about the member. You can edit any of this simple personal information there. You've got a little bit of additional information on this side. Based on the fact we've only got 15 minutes, I will fly through this, but the key bit I wanted to pull up on is this referral code. So every member has a referral code within the system. So this member there has got an 8-digit code. Every time you go to join, so when a member goes to join Mega Gym, for example, and they're selecting what package, they'll have an option to put in their referral code. If that code is used during the joining process, then you can reward the member that's joining, but it'll also tally up against the member whose code was used. The idea being that you reward Jack for his referral. So referrals is a great way of generating new business for the gym, but it's quite hard until now to track. You can also link the system to Facebook. So if this member's linked his account to Facebook, it would pop up on the wall every time they come into the gym saying, I've been to Breezer's Gym, click here for special offers, and then embed this referral code. So they don't even need to give it to their friends and family, they just need to link their Facebook. This is then linked into the direct debit company. So we use a company called Harlands to collect all the direct debits. That's something that we haven't spoken about yet, but it'd be good to have a chat about as to how you intend to collect the money. And then because that member is active, their door access is then enabled. And then you'll see here, they've got all the different notes on the system. So every time the system does something, it makes a note. But also every time the member of staff does something, it'll also make a note. So for example, I can just make a manual note against them. You'll see at the top there, it'll say in the second test. See Jack Malin at this time test. Now Craig was logged in when they signed up to Group Cycle. You then got all the classes. If you want to join onto a booking, say, right, I want to join on to the next group cycle, and it'll list all the next group cycles. So there, for example, it's full, so only the waiting list available. Here you've got different places. You then be able to book onto them, and then go through to the next step. And this is £4 to book onto this class. So you can either pay using credit, skip it for free, or because they paid cash, or give it as a free. Then join the event, and they'll be added to that class. You've then got any flags. So a flag might be something wrong with their PAR-Q to say they're not safe to exercise, or problems with their payment. You've got the payment they're linked through to Harlands, any other transactions they've made, their PAR-Q exercise questionnaire, which you can complete with them, and then their gym usage. Now if you want to email that member, you can go back up to the top, put it in the content, or select from one of the templates and then send that. It comes out in the HTML of branding of the club. You've then got two other ways to email. So we can email all members and also email pathways. If we want to email members, give them email a name, a subject, add the content in, which we can pull in custom tags. We then select next, and then we select who it goes to. We can say all active members, for example, and it defaults to only sending it to the awake members. Then you can be more specific, so a certain risk category, a certain package, a certain trainer, a certain goal type, or for example, anyone that joined since last Monday. So that'll be 20 people, and then you list all those people. You can take someone out if you don't actually want it to go to Brendan. Select next, view a preview. You can send a test to yourself, and then you can either send it now or schedule it to go at a certain time. So that's if you want to send a mass email, so advertising a certain product, a certain event you've got going on. And the big USP of this is because it's built into the system, you can cut out those sleeping members. You've then got also email pathways. So slightly different. The email pathways are triggered by joining. So when a member joins, 2 days later, they'll just get this email wishing that hoping they've had a good start. 10 days in, talking to the members, talking about members area in, 2 weeks in the class timetable, and so on. So you can just add those yourself, and then they go out automatically. So we help you set those up during training, and once they are set up, then they'll just go out. So for example, you could say on day 7, but however, you might want to just say only people on strength get this email, and you put the content in there. Now the interesting thing for yourself is that you could then link this through back to your supplement sales. So for example, day 7 everyone gets, and it's advertising a bulking protein, for example. Once those are configured, and they do take a little bit of time to configure, those just go out from there on. You've then got the different packages, because obviously all our joining is online, so you can create your own packages that are then available online. You can make it public so everyone can see it. Private, so have a special offer code or have to use one of those referral codes. It's all linked straight into the direct debit collection company then. So they'll then be able to collect that money. It's fully automated. As soon as they then sign up, our system's alerted and it creates them an account. And as soon as they deactivate, then obviously they stay in sync as well. So you're not double data entering anything, and the direct debit company is fully in sync with us. You've then got all your reports, so you can report on pretty much any aspect of the system. I'm just going to show you a couple. For example, the daily status report. So we show a period of time. So this month, you select how many people signed up, and it will show you who all those people were. And 78. You might, for example, want to see the sign-up source. So over that period of time, how many people came from referrals, social media. You could then say daily attendance and hourly attendance. So hourly attendance over this month. This report might take a little longer to generate, but I'm going to give it a go. That is going. We'll leave that to work through, and then but you can report on any aspect of these. You can then also if you want to, go down to technical support and export it as a CSV if necessary. I'm going to leave that one and come back to that. You then got obviously to be able to add all your members of staff. So your members of staff could have a different access to the system to what you're looking at. Now you're looking at the gym administrator, which is the top level of access. You have to bear with me, Angus, because I think I've managed to lose Wi-Fi. Perfect timing. In 2 seconds, let me just log on with Firefox quickly. Two seconds. So you've obviously got your staff here. So you can see your staff. You can add them up here and give them the required access, and then you add their shifts as well. So if we log on to Amy, we can see when she's on shift, and they're repeating shifts, and she'll then be able to log on and see her calendar. If you want to book a holiday, you can go onto holiday. You select when, and it will then tell you any series or event collisions that there are. So any issues with classes that she's meant to be teaching while she's away, you'll be able to then assign a new trainer to them. So the member of staff can log in and they can see their diary as well. You've then got the reception screen. So the reception screen shows all the members that are coming in. So for example, there's an issue there with Simon's payment, so that member will have been spoken to on their way in. However, you see here, Jill, there's no issue with her payment, but she's high risk, which means she's not coming that regularly. Or she used to come regularly and her usage has dropped off. So the idea then is that we go and make sure we speak to Jill, interact with her, and then we log that interaction. So we can see she's been a member for 7 months. We can say, right, we had a gym floor chat. My name's Jack. Make any notes against the member to say what happened during that interaction. And the next time we go back to that, it'll be green to show that we've interacted with Jill. So the idea of the staff within the facility is that we want them to be interacting with all the members as often as possible. I'm then going to come back to these other sections, but you've then got the bookings manager. So bookings manager allows you to create class timetables or personal training timetables. And you can see, for example, tomorrow we could look onto BoxFit. And you can see who's booked onto this, anyone on the waiting list, and then you can add members to it as well. And they can obviously log on at home and book themselves as well. You can edit all this information, which has already been set previously. And then you can log members in club, or they log on at home. You've then got a prospecting system as well. So if we go to gymexcetera.co.uk, and this is one of our clients' websites that we don't control. There's a little iframe here that says to find out more information, fill out your details below. If they fill out their information, they'll then get dropped in straight away to the Gym Etc.'s prospect list. So if I go to Gym Etc., and I'll be able to see the prospects list. So they would drop into this database. I can see I'm there, I'm a dead lead at the moment. Go on to manage. I can see that he's been made dead. I've called him, there's no answer. Now, you'll also get prospect pathways. So, like with the member email pathways, you can select the emails that go out to members every time they put their information in there. So when they go, and then these go out again automatically. So you could again, main focus there is advertising the gym, but also potentially advertising products as well. You'll see that, though, that there's some members that are signed up. If someone signs up on that email address, i.e. Steve has, then it takes them out of the prospecting emails and puts them into the main emails. So just very quickly, I'm just going to show you the members area as well then. So we've got a members area to the system. So members can log on to the system, like staff can. So they'll log on to your version of the website. It's all got your branding in, and then they'll be able to log on. They're able to select what their goal is. They're able to see where they've been into the gym, where they've logged food, for example. They'll be able to book onto classes, add new goals, view training plans, view meal plans, view messages, log health stats, and change their settings and links to their Facebook account. So if we quickly just have a look at what an exercise plan looks like, these will go out automatically, but you can also send them manually. And the whole idea is that we make that club completely paperless. Then we go back onto the dashboard, it will summarise where they've been working out and where they've stored exercise. If I want to log what I've eaten today, for example, I'll go on to today and click what I've eaten. And I'll then be able to log that in the notes, and the trainer that's associated to it will be able to sign up. See that, sorry. Now, we don't hold on to any branding, so as far as the member's concerned, they're on your website here. So you link that. If I go onto MegaGym's website, you link it with just a couple of buttons, one that will say join now, that takes you through to our joining page, and one that says login, which takes you to the login page. Again, we have no control of the front-end website. We just provide the web developers with the two links. So I know that's a very quick snapshot, but I'm just keen to keep this make sure we keep it under 15 minutes. We're on 40 and a half already. So hopefully that'll give you a good overview of the system, and I will catch up with you in a bit. Cheers.